Last week, we talked about sandpaper moments and how to like your kids again. But you know what also helps is letting down the standards and the baggage. Keep calm and mother on. Mothering is way too important to do alone and way too serious to be serious all the time. My name is Christy Thomas, and I am here shoulder to shoulder with you, mothering and enjoying life together. This is the podcast where you can focus on being mindful and taking a deep breath with me and learning new things so you can pause and savor the amazing life you already have. Hi, I'm so glad you're here. I don't know if you know this, but on Instagram, my name is Everyday Runner Christy. That's my handle. But instead of putting my name as Christy Thomas, I put the words, the happiest mom you know, because that's really one of my big goals. But I realized, I'm saying realized a lot, in my journey to be the happiest mom you know and to help you become the happiest mom you know, I had to come to the place where I could just be a good enough mom for all my people and not a perfect mom. So there's that quote out there, right? About there's a million ways to be a good mom, but 0 ways to be perfect. We can come back to that a billion times. But I think there are 4 hurdles to letting yourself be a good enough mom. Okay. Hurdle number 1 is that you don't believe that you're exactly the right mom for your kids. That for some reason you have doubt that this kid is the right kid for you, that they should have had other parents, that something about your connection with them is off. And you could have given birth to them. You could be a step parent to them. You could have adopted them from birth or from later in life. Mathematically though, okay, I don't believe that it's possible. That if you're the one listening and caring and putting your heart in, there might be legal barriers to being legally mom. Okay? But if you're the one here listening to the Keep Calm and Mother On podcast and you're the caretaker for this child, I don't think it's on accident that you're the mom for this kid. Even if you're really auntie, even if you're grandma, even if you're, I don't know what other titles you could have, but you're the one that's here in this moment. So thank you. I think you're exactly the right mom for your kids. And your kids are exactly the right mom. Your kids are exactly the right kids for you. And that's not an accident. So hurdle 1 is knowing that that is true. Okay? It's true that you guys just belong together. Hurdle 2 is that motherhood is serious. That motherhood is too serious all the time. And while life is serious, right, there are lots of opportunities for harm in this life. Lots of ways we can spend our energy worrying and losing the present moment because we are stuck ruminating about something in the past or worrying about something that could be. We could be helping our kids chase pots of gold that we'll never get to the end of the rainbow for. Okay. Motherhood can be serious work. I mean, we are raising other humans here. There's things that happen. But also, it's not so serious. Your kids don't want you to be so serious all the time. They want you to know that they know that you make mistakes. You don't have to be perfect for your kids. They don't want you to be perfect. They want to see that you have a full range of emotions and that you can teach them how to have fun and laugh and be goofy. You can be pranked. You can show them how to apologize. You can show them how to be angry well. You don't have to be so serious all the time. There are a lot of things that we put on our shoulders, the weight of it all, that isn't ours. So pause and remember that motherhood is too serious to be serious all of the time. And on the flip side, motherhood is too fragile to do alone. There have been seasons of motherhood that have felt extremely isolating. Sometimes they are isolating because I have just moved to some place where I don't think I know anyone and I'm completely new, right? And then there are other seasons of motherhood where it's isolating because of my spouse's career, and maybe he's gone on a deployment or doing some long-term travel. There are other seasons of motherhood where it's isolating because I'm facing some sort of challenge mentally or physically, and I haven't been vulnerable and shared that with people. Maybe I don't feel like I have a safe place to share that with people. And then there's also times where motherhood feels too isolating, too fragile to do alone, is when my kids are struggling with something. And it was easier when they were younger. And the struggles were about eating food and talking and wearing glasses, versus bigger stuff, right? That aren't mine to reveal, and it can feel really isolating. But you're not alone in motherhood. I want you to know that. Motherhood is too fragile to do alone. All of that worrying and trying to be a serious mom will not prevent anything big that's going to happen if something big is going to happen. But what you can do is build a community and be vulnerable and listen and look for people that are safe for you, safe for your whole family. And as your kids grow up, those people might not be the parents of the kids that your kids are friends with, right? That happens. I'm noticing that shift, that my tribe of people that I go to are not my kids' friends' parents anymore like they were during the library story time days. And that's okay. But you need people. We're meant for each other. And the fourth challenge that makes being a good enough mom hard to do is that you think not only are you maybe isolating and too serious, and you doubt that you're actually the right mom for your kids. The fourth thing is that you've forgotten that you're actually just a human, that you have all the weight of those three things wrapped together. And people call you Wonder Woman. They pat you on the back and they look at you and they say, I don't know how you do it all. And you are silently drowning because you've forgotten, as well as them, that you are a human with needs. And maybe you don't even know how to label those needs. But moms are supposed to have it all figured out. And we portray motherhood as this thing that is intuitive and should be easy. Like you'll learn on the go. Your body, your heart will tell you what to do with these decisions. Your brain, you'll just copy what your parents did. You're allowed to be human as a mom. In fact, it's really important that you remember every day that you are just a human. Like, I'm just a human. I'm just learning. I'm 41 years old and still learning how to do this thing. Give yourself that grace. Say those words in front of your kids. Practice being a human. So when our kids are having a hard time, we often hear about the acronym HALT. Are they hungry? Are they angry? Are they lonely? Are they tired? And then I add in are they in a lousy local condition? Are they in a place that isn't meant for kids? And I would say most moms right now living are in a lousy local condition where people have forgotten what it takes to raise kids in community, what it takes to be a mom, along with all the other hats that have been piled on top of your head. But underneath all of those hats, you are actually just a human who was a whole human before you gave birth or found a kid that calls you mom. You are wonderful, and I like you just the way you are. And if that means that you are going to set a goal for eating breakfast every single day, which is actually my goal of January, is to just eat breakfast every single morning, because I realized I had gotten out of the habit of eating breakfast. I'm a human. I get to eat breakfast. That's good. If you've decided that you want to add some play to your day and you're going to do something that feels like play to you, and you're reading romance novels and joining book clubs and all the things, do that. It may feel uncomfortable, especially if you have little kids and your partner isn't used to you asking for help or telling what your needs actually are. Because to be a good enough mom means that you're not just shoving all the things down. You're sometimes waving the white flag and the red flag, saying, I can't do this alone. But I'm not trying to be perfect, so I can wave these flags and ask for help. I really want to invite you to consider which one of these 4 hurdles stops you in your tracks of motherhood. Are you stuck with believing that you're just not the right mom for your kids? Are you stuck in the loop of serious perfection and worrying and anxiety and all of those things? That motherhood is just too serious, that you can't relax and enjoy it. Are you stuck in that you're isolated and you don't have a team around you? That I love the image of elephants in the wild, right? And the female elephants circle around, facing out, protecting someone vulnerable in the middle. We need a tribe like that. And 4, have you forgotten that you're a full human? One that's worthy and loved and lovable and just awesome how you are. That you have all these roles, but they're not who you are. They're just things you have the honor of doing. You get to do these things. You get to be a mom. How wonderful. I'm so glad you're here on earth with me while I figure out how to build a community of good enough moms and help you unpack and add tools to your bucket and build time for you to explore what it means to be a mom and have dreams and share vulnerably that motherhood is hard. And I think we can do it. That's the goal for 2023, is I want you to know what it feels like to be just a good enough mom. Exactly the right mom for your kids. A good enough mom. Not one that's like over-cycling and overdoing, which is a lot of American parenting right now. If you don't live in America, maybe that trend hasn't reached you. The over-parenting trend. But there's a lot of it here. And I don't think it helps you or your kids. Please find me on Instagram and tell me which one of these 4 challenges you need to work on the most. I'm planning my content for 2023, and these are the 4 directions that I want to move into. Because as I look at my life, I like to make simple guidelines. Like our family rules, we only have 3: safety, kindness, and fun. And now here, for trying to aim at being the happiest mom and allowing myself to just be the good enough mom so I can feel happiness at a lot more moments, it's knowing that I'm the right mom, just like you are. 2, not being so serious all the time. 3, remembering that motherhood is too fragile to do alone and finding my village. And 4, remembering that I'm a human and giving myself some slack. Okay, the self-care task for this episode is going to be texting another mom and telling her that she's exactly the right mom for their kids and that she is a good enough mom and that you're glad you know her. Just send it out of the blue. If it's been like months since you talked to someone because life is so busy, this is the right text to send. If they're like, whoa, I don't understand where this is coming from, this feels out of left field, send them this podcast too. Okay, now for family fun. I'm reaching back into my pocket of fun things that I want to do again, and I want to have an indoor snowball fight. It hasn't snowed where we lived yet, and that's disappointing. So gather all the socks. I like using my husband's socks for this, and make a snowball fight with your kids inside the house. It's kind of like a water balloon fight where you just gently toss socks at each other. Make some family rules about not hitting faces. But go for it. Have fun. Count the number of socks you start with. We always do like they're already balled up. So one pair is what you throw, and count the socks you start with so you don't find like socks months later behind the couch or under the couch. That's my tip. But have fun. Laugh and be silly. If you can do a snowball fight outside or play in the snow, go for that. But if you can't, try our indoor alternative. Remember, I am so glad you are here on Earth. Let's take an inhale in. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Follow me on Instagram. Sign up for my email list so you can know about all the big things that are brewing behind the scenes. And I'm so glad you're here. You're exactly the right mom for your kids. Have a good enough day. Bye, everyone.